Hey everyone, my name is Allison Caldwell. I am a Senior Ruby Ambassador with Plexus, and tonight we're just going to talk a little bit about getting started, just the basics of sharing, and just kind of a little bit about how the business works. So I am going to actually share my screen here, if it will let me. And then yes, it's recording, Sarah. All right, so again, basics of getting started and sharing. Just want to give you a little bit of history about me. This is just some fun pictures. You can see in the bottom left corner my before and after. My history overall is forever with allergies and PMS, just terrible stuff like that. And I'm talking like 5 or 6 sinus infections a year, each with antibiotics. Ended up having sinus surgery later. Yeah, the allergies were terrible. I mean, even to the point of like eye drops all the time to wear contacts because everything itched all the time. I was on Zyrtec for 17 straight years so that my skin didn't itch. That was crazy. Like I said, my PMS stuff was absolutely horrible. I've had terrible cycles ever since I could remember as a kid. Bad cramping, bad bloating, had 3 or 4 pant sizes in my drawer kind of bloating, and wore each of them every month. I was always really, really irritable at that point, like a week before, just not always feeling so hot. As I got older and had kids, you can see my son up there drinking a pink drink with me. He'll actually be 13 on Friday. And when he was 3, he was diagnosed on the autism spectrum. And so we launched into this huge healing journey for him. And we had great results over 7 years working with integrative specialists and tons of supplements and all kinds of stuff. So I knew all about gut health coming into Plexus, which is pretty much not the norm. But I knew all about it, and my history told me, okay, take all the supplements. So I was, exercise, eat right. In that before picture down there, I was eating so incredibly clean, organic. I had taken toxins out of pretty much everything I had control over. I'd given up gluten, dairy, soy, sugar, chocolate, corn, alcohol, dyes. At one point, all starch altogether, trying to feel better. And coffee, I gave it all up, and I still was tired all the time. My hair was falling out. I still had the allergies. I still had the PMS. I never went to the bathroom regularly. I'm talking like maybe twice a week. So once I found out, okay, I've done all the right things. I still don't feel so good. Went to the doctor, had him check my thyroid and my hormones, and he was like, everything looks pretty good, but your estrogen is a little bit high. So we'll switch out the birth control pill I was on to just a progesterone cream because I was trying to get off of medications. And he's like, so, it's at least a little bit less invasive. I was like, great. I guess this is just 40, right? So I went on about my business, and I was still tired all the time, even though I was marathon training, and eating really great. So I was getting lots of exercise, and I was really watching my sleep and my water intake and all that kind of stuff. So I was doing all the right things. And I met Randy right after I'd had some testing done by a holistic doctor who said he was going to help me for the tune of $5,000 in 3 months. And I was like, ugh. So Randy said, you'd love my supplements. And I was like, no, I wouldn't. Ended up taking him to my doctor eventually and said, I don't want to take these. There's got to be something wrong with them. And he was like, no, they're good. Take them. And I was like, oh, okay. So I tried it. I tried the ProBio, and it was amazing right away. I reluctantly tried the pink drink only because I wanted to be able to tell people what it tasted like. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not falling asleep at 3 p.m. And I called Randy. I was like, is that what this does? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is the best stuff ever. So needless to say, I was super excited. It changed my health. It got me off of all 3 of my allergy medications, got me off the hormone replacement. I wasn't dealing with the hair falling out. I was in much better shape. I lost an additional 20 pounds that I couldn't lose, even though I was doing all the right things. Before that, I was going to the bathroom regularly. I was sleeping through the night. I didn't have the night sweats. I didn't have the PMS, like amazing. So obviously I was excited. I told everybody I knew. I haven't paid for products out of pocket since, because I was willing to listen when Randy said, will you do what I tell you, even if it makes you a little uncomfortable? And I was like, yeah, sure. Honestly, I wasn't entirely sure it was going to work, but I stuck with it and I did everything she said. And sure enough, when you listen to people that have been there, done that, it works. So I'm going to share a few tricks of the trade here with y'all. And you can see down at the bottom where, you know, Randy and a few of us were with her when she picked up her Lexus. So we are going to, okay, sorry. Move on to a few other people. I don't know why that one is there. That was in the wrong place. Sorry. I'll go back to that. See, anybody can do this, right? I want you to find your why. If you are here, you're curious in at least getting maybe the cost of your products covered. Maybe you're just looking for some extra Christmas cash. And maybe you're like, you know what? I want to change and I want to be home with my kids, or I want to build a different life for myself. Whatever that looks like for you, it's kind of all the same thing. You just do it to a different degree. You know, you're maybe more intense if you have bigger life plans with it. If you want your products covered, then we do the basics. We help you get that done. But it all looks the same as far as the things that you do, if that makes sense. So you need to figure out your goal, what it is that you're looking to do. You need to like dig back, you know, dig through those layers, find out what's really important to you and say, okay, this is why I'm doing this. And, you know, don't be afraid to dream a little bigger than you're thinking. But write it down, whatever it is, write it down, because that's what's going to help you see it and believe it. And I want to talk a little bit about posting as well, but that was where this was supposed to go, was just some people that when you're thinking about that and you want to be inspired of like what can happen, what kind of goals are out there, what this business has done for people. I just wanted to give you a little list of people to follow for some inspiration, for some posting ideas, things like that. Brooke Hemingway is amazing. All of these new 3-day challenge things you've been seeing, they're coming straight from her. She is the most recent double diamond, because Force Plexus will let you re-enroll yourself once you hit diamond and then do it all again. So she just hit that this past year. She's the 3rd double diamond in our company. And she's a nurse, lives in Hawaii, and her husband is an ER doctor, and he actually just hit Sapphire this past year. So she's amazing as far as posting and lifestyle things and just how she presents herself. Abby Kappa is the same way. Julia Carty is our closest diamond. Angie Zumwalt is above her. Shoshana Easley isn't necessarily in our line, but I just love her story, and I love how she posts and how real she is with things. She was struggling with Lyme's disease. She's a master herbalist, so like she knows her stuff. Of course, other people that are on our team that are posting, Randy Underwood, of course, Victoria Olson, Sarah Byers, Brandy Walker's our Sapphire, Kelly Foster's another one that's really, really good to follow. Just the way that she posts is very, very engaging. But I want to encourage you to not wait. Somehow or other, I wish I could hide this little thing over here. Sorry. Because it's kind of in the way. Nope, that didn't help me any. Okay, well, we're just going to pretend you can read all that. I want to encourage you to not wait when you're posting. If you're excited about your health journey, don't wait. I took a couple of products and I was like, all right, I'm in. And I posted, there's my first post. And all I put was like, woohoo, can't wait to see what this does or something. I mean, it was so basic, but I was telling people that I was excited about it. So what you don't want to do though, when you're putting a post out there, is put your website in there. You want to be able to talk to people. You want to have them ask you for more information, talk to them and figure out what's right. So don't wait till you have a success story. People are going to be able to follow you as those changes occur, and then you don't have to go back and try to convince them, but no, this is what it was like for me beforehand. You don't have to worry about that because they've watched you as you've posted. So that's a really, really simple way to get people kind of paying attention to what you're doing. As far as what you can post before and afters, which this was, like I said, the before and after of mine with a post that I did, part of it about that. Angie Zumwalt, this was her why. She posted her why and posted her kids. She wanted to be home with her kids. And so she posted a picture of her with them. And then back over here behind it, sorry, I was covering Randy up. Sorry, Randy. Randy was talking about, getting to the source and put up a really awesome picture. And it's all about just making it something that people want to look at and they are curious what you're doing. So it doesn't have to be a big difference. It can just be, you know what, holy cow, I didn't feel like I needed a nap today. Super, super easy. It doesn't have to be all these great long posts. What you want to make sure you're doing when you're online is being present. People are your friends for a reason on Facebook, right? And it's not just because they're curious about Plexus, because they probably don't know they're curious about Plexus yet. So you want to be liking and commenting on their posts, on their pictures. You want to be present and active on social media. This is all about, like I said, attraction marketing. You want to make sure that what you have on your Facebook wall is something that's attractive, that draws people in and that makes them go, oh, wow, well, that's kind of cool. What's she doing? Give people tips and hints and, talk about fun stuff. Make sure that it fits your personality, but keep it things that people want to look at. Because if your wall is all sharing articles of other things and there's nothing else there, people kind of are like, oh, well, that doesn't even say anything about her specifically, right? That's just stuff she's shared. And, trust me, I'm not against a funny meme here and there, but I use them sparingly on my wall. When you see someone else's post that you really like, a lot of times we share those, and especially early on, if you're not sure what to do, if you're like, wow, that person said that so well, it's exactly what I would say. Don't just click share on their post. You can click the 3 little dots and hit save to work on it later if you want, or you can copy the text and picture and create a new post out of it. You can change up the picture if it's not a testimony one, or but add like a personal touch or an introduction on there about maybe why that testimony speaks to you, or change up the text a little bit so that it sounds like you, because people will know if it's not something that you would normally write, right? And this is about you being personal on your page. But don't put like I said, put your website link or any pricing up or anything like that, because we want to be able to meet people's health needs, figure out which products are best for them before we just send them out there, because otherwise they get to the website and they're like, I don't even know what all this stuff does. And it's harder for them to figure it out. That's what we're here for. We're the coach, we're the guide. And if you're new, your sponsor is the coach and the guide, and they will walk you through and walk your new people through as well. Because that's what we do. Whoa, oh gosh, I hit my computer. Sorry. So as you're putting up all these posts and someone is liking it or they comment on it, message them. Say, hey, thanks for the support. I really appreciate it. Were you just being supportive, or were you curious about Plexus? Are you open to any more information about how this could fit into your life or how this could help you with your health goals? Something basic like that to just kind of get them talking, get a conversation going about it. We don't know when the timing will be right for them, but we want to make sure that we're here when they are ready. That being said, when you're making all these posts, your personal stuff is just as important as your Plexus posts. So you want to talk about how Plexus fits into your life, but you also just want to share your life with people. That's what Facebook is for. That's what they're here for, right? They want to know who you are and what you do and what your interest is. And, that's how they get to know you on here. So don't neglect posting just fun things. Post about your kids or your dog, or, when you go hiking or whatever it is that you love to do, make sure you're putting that in there too, because people want to know. The best times to be posting are usually first thing in the morning, around lunch, and then at like evening time, kind of just after dinner. Those are the best times when people are seeing the most things and posts are getting the most interaction, and that kind of keeps them up at the top and everybody's seeing it. But even if you're only doing maybe 1 to 2 posts a day, maybe one Plexus and one personal, something like that, if you get something with a whole lot of interaction and comments, you don't even need another post that day. Use your stories. That's what they're for. The stories have been a really big thing lately on Facebook and Instagram, but we're kind of focusing on Facebook here for today. But the stories are amazing, y'all. They are so good. You can put all kinds of things in there, and they're up for about 24 hours, and then they just disappear on their own. You can do polls in there. You can put, GIFs on there and funny things. That's where you can put funny memes and stuff like that in there. Use your personality and try to get consistent with those. I'm still working on it too. But you can make all sorts of fun things to go in there. Some of my favorite apps are WordSwag and Unfold. WordSwag is more like kind of you can do whatever you want with it. Unfold is very sleek looking and simple design, and it'll give you a little bit of area for a story and a bit for a picture. It's great for doing like a super simple, couple sentence testimony kind of thing. And there's obviously more apps that we use, but those are some of the really popular ones, and they're free to start off. Like, you can just use the free version, and it's super helpful. That's all online stuff. When you're out and about, wear Plexus swag if you've got it. Grab a t-shirt, get a hat, do a contest where you win one, even better, right? Have business cards or samples with you wherever you go, because you never know when that conversation that you're having with somebody at, the deli counter at the grocery store turns into how tired she is, and you might have something that could really help her. So don't be afraid to talk to people when you're out, and just have those things available. As far as the things that you do daily for working, these are your income producing activities. You want to be messaging new people every day. That's, if you're actively working this as a business, you're going to message about 5 people a day. If that's not realistic for you, it's okay to pick your own number, whether it's fewer or whether it's more and you want to move faster. Pick your own number, but make it a number that you can be consistent with. That's the most important part. Then you also want to be following up with a few prospects every day. This one has 3 a day. So if you're doing less or more, you might adjust that follow-up number as well. But again, consistency, and always be training. If it's just you and you're brand new, you're training yourself. Watch a video. Go read something in your virtual office. They have amazing content back there. They have been working so hard to make things easy for us. So go check that out, or train someone on your team if you have a team. So those are the very basics of income producing activities. Again, consistency. That's what does it in this business and for our products. When you're talking with all of these people, we have lots of scripts. We have lots of different verbiage, and we share a lot of that in the chat threads and things like that. If you're using a script, make sure it sounds like something that you would actually say. If it doesn't, if it's close but not quite, like I'm from the South, I use y'all all the time. Y'all. And if I see a post that says you guys, I'm going to change that to y'all before I post it, because everyone that knows me is like, she does not say you guys. Like, I almost couldn't even say it right then. So change it up a little bit. Make sure it sounds like something you would say. Even if you're using the bones of a script, make sure it sounds like you, so that it relates to your people. Send, share, and invite. This is some of the really awesome tools I was telling you about that are in the back office, in our virtual office. I am actually going to get out of this and then share my virtual office for a second and show you kind of where I was talking about. Now, I was under the training center, under resource library. So there's some new ambassador stuff here. The sharing system basics are in here. This is a video about it. There's scripts. There's a PDF that talks about sending videos, sharing more stories, and inviting them to events. There's also a PDF that helps you kind of jog your memory of people that you know to talk to. So that is under the sharing system. The send step 1, this has all the videos that Plexus has made available for us that are amazing. I use all of these opportunity videos, and then the microbiome one down here, the full length microbiome, and the triplex one, where, oh, there it is, triplex one over here. I use those the most. So I actually have them in the notes section of my phone with the link right there, so I can just copy and paste it really easy, and I don't have to log into my back office and go through and go find this link every time. I just have it in the notes section, and it makes it super easy and super fast. So when I ask somebody if they would be open to watching a short video and giving me some feedback, that's what I do. I go in there, copy, paste, and send it to them. Share is step 2 of that. So these are some of the resources on sharing your story, how to tell your story. There's some other videos like these Because of Plexus videos, which are just awesome. Diamond documentary links. Diamond docs are amazing to send out. So this is kind of layering information there. And then invite is where you're inviting them to, maybe it's an online opportunity. Maybe it's an online stories of hope like we've been having lately. Maybe you're having a sip and share at your house. Whatever it is, or maybe there's a corporate event coming if it's nearby you. Inviting them to something is a great way to get them involved. And the way that we've set up our calendar now, I know y'all have seen where there's a whole lot going on kind of all of a sudden, and I've had a few people go, gosh, it's a little overwhelming right now. It's okay, it's new. We're all kind of trying to get used to this new system, but it's following. We're doing some IPA, then we're doing a 3-day challenge. Then we do some more IPA and a 3-day challenge. And we've got those calls, those Zoom links in there for the stories of hope and the gut health stuff that you always have something to invite people to. So those calendar things are on the pages, on the team pages and stuff. So just know that that's all there. So this is, again, that is under Training Center, under the resource library when you're logged into your back office. So those step 1, 2, 3, amazing, amazing resources. All right, let's go back in here. Fix that. Okay. We are moving on. The sales statistics. Now I put these up there because I want y'all to understand that it's not common for people to jump in as soon as you're like, holy cow, I started this stuff called Plexus and I feel great. You know, come do this with me. This is amazing. And they're like, because they don't know what it is. They don't have any information and they just saw it. I'm willing to bet that most of us on this call did not just jump in the first time we heard about it, right? We waited and we waited. I know Randy had to reach out to me a lot before I was ready to actually even try it. Or really talk about it for that matter, because I was stubborn. But these statistics are just general for all sales. Like it takes 8 to 12 contacts before someone makes a purchasing decision. So, and I'm not saying that so that you're thinking, gosh, I have to keep getting on to people. No, it's just you want to be talking with them. You want to be engaging with them. You don't want to be pushy and salesy. That's not why I'm saying sales statistics, but you want to be truthful with them and be like, hey, you know, like I watched Jill's video earlier and she said, you know, what spoke to her was that when I was reaching out to her, I was like, girl, I am so sorry that you're having headaches. Like, that's really miserable. I would love to help you when you're ready. No pressure. She knew we'd already talked about it some, and I wasn't being pushy. I was just reminding her like, hey, this is going to help you. And I care about you, so I want to help you. That is a follow-up. So when it's talking about these contacts and these follow-ups, it's not like, are you ready to buy? Are you ready to buy? We don't want to do that because we're not about the sales. We're about helping our friends and our family, and we want people to feel better. So just know that this 80% down here, 80% of people are making that decision on the 5th to 12th contact. So know that it takes some layering and it takes talking to people and them understanding that you care about their health and that you want them to feel better. So that being said, see, again, I'm covered up over here. Sorry, I'm going to move this over here and hope, oh, good, it doesn't cover Ann. I'm going to move that over there. These are just some of the pictures from this past year at convention. This is the team. This is the group. This is our tribe of people who all want everyone around us to feel happier, to feel healthier. Y'all, this team is amazing. It is absolutely amazing. So we are just super, super happy that you're here with us. We're excited to be, getting healthier and happier all together with you, growing personally, growing in all sorts of different ways. And it's not just about business. It's about your family, and it's about your friendships and just all the relationships. Sorry, that's my Zoom telling me I need to be quiet soon. So I'm doing pretty good with my time. So anyway, this is all about personal growth, and that helps you in every single avenue of your life. And it has been absolutely, hands down, the best thing I have ever done, being part of not only Plexus, but this team specifically, because it's just been so wonderful to have all of these awesome women in my life. And so anyway, I'm going to open it up. Actually, I'm going to stop screen sharing here, and I'm going to open it up to any questions. If y'all have it, just unmute yourself and feel free to ask any questions. We've got, like 8 or 9 minutes left. No questions? All right. Very good. Well, then we will keep it short and sweet at this point. And I just want to say thank y'all for hopping on tonight, and I appreciate it. And I will get this recording up as soon as I can. Thanks, y'all. Have a great night.
Thank you, Allison.
Thanks, Ann.
Bye.
Bye.